Michael. What was the explanation that you got from the officials in the third quarter when Nikola got his flagrant two?
Well, I think one of you guys should request to ask that question to one of the officials.
I did.
So I'd love to hear your answer. But I don't know. I think it was something along the lines of wind up, malicious intent, some other mumbo jumbo. But obviously, you lose the MVP. It's going to make it even harder to try to stave off elimination. The guys that were still in the game, the last three, the third and the fourth quarter, tremendous effort, tremendous fight, which was great to see. And we hung around. Overall, very disappointing to end the series, getting swept at home. But as I told our players, Mike, this loss should sting. No one likes to lose. But when you find some time to reflect on the season, remember all the great things that we did this year. And I don't think people fully understand us even winning that first round series, how remarkable that was without a starting backcourt in place. So I'm not going to allow this series to define the season. And obviously, hopefully next year we can find a way to stay healthy and be better and see where we can go.
Katie Wingy, Altitude Sports.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on a great season, first and foremost, I guess. But what was communicated, if anything, when Jokic did get ejected? Did you say anything to the guys? And how proud are you of the way that almost lit a fire in them to keep fighting till the end? Yeah,
I'll be honest, and thank you for your kind words. I'm not really sure what Nikola said to his teammates, to be very honest. But I will say to your latter point, I thought it was tremendous for the guys that were out there because, no Jamal, no PJ, Nikola gets ejected. You're down 3-0. Really easy just to kind of let go of that rope and give in. So I couldn't be more proud of our group for fighting and giving ourselves a chance. I think with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, it was a 4-point game. Could just never get over the hump, but it certainly wasn't for a lack of effort, which you have to admire and respect from our group. So tough loss, Katie, tough way to go out. I was thinking about this today, after we got Aaron Gordon, we went into LA and played the Clippers on April 1st and we beat them. And at that point in time, I really felt we had a chance to win it all this year. I really did. That's how well we were playing. And then unfortunately, the injury bug really hit us hard, and we weren't able to achieve that goal. But hopefully we can have a great offseason, come back, be healthier, and find a way to continue to build and rise like we've done these last 3 years.
Vinny Benedetto, Denver Gazette.
Hey, Michael. Just how much of this series felt like you guys could kind of, determine, and how much of it just came down to Phoenix playing at a really high level with a bunch of guys who seem to contribute on both ends?
Well, yeah, I mean, we knew that going in. We knew this was going to be a completely different animal than Portland. No disrespect to Portland, but we knew going in this was a top 6 offense and top 6 defense, and. Tonight I think was by far the most points we scored in the game, 118. So Chris Paul, Devin Booker, unbelievable backcourt, some really good role playing from the other players. And I wish we could have played them at full strength. You take every team's second best player off their roster, how good are they going to be? But no excuses. Monty Williams did a great job. So obviously a lot of respect for Monty, his staff, guys like Willie Green, who I coached, Randy Ayers, Mark Bryant. They do a terrific job. And you have to give them a lot of credit. They're a very well-coached team, and they have a lot of talent. Chris Paul could arguably be the greatest point guard of all time. And you know what? You're having Devin Booker, just a professional bucket getter. So they're going to be a tough out. So you have to tip your cap to them and give them the respect that they deserve.
Brandon Cristal, KOA Denver.
Coach, not to dwell on it, and I don't want to try to get you fined, but had we had you mic'd up or heard what happened as soon as you were told Nikola was ejected, what was kind of going through your mind then? And I guess if you can put it into words, kind of how'd you process it?
Well, I still haven't processed it, to be honest with you. Game 4, an elimination game at home. Before they had determined their decision on the flagrant 2, I had watched a replay myself on one of the coaches' computers behind the bench. And I just assumed, and we all know you should never assume, but I assumed it would be a flagrant 1 at the worst. From my vantage point and watching the replay, I did not think it was a non-basketball play with malicious intent. I think it was a frustration foul. I feel Nikola probably felt the last couple of plays when he had the ball, he had not received a foul call. And, he went over there to take a foul, which he's done plenty of times before. A lot of players do that. And I just didn't feel like it warranted a flagrant 2 ejection because he's making a play on the ball. There's marginal contact to Cameron Payne's nose, I believe. So I was shocked. I'm still a little bit shocked that they called a flagrant 2 and ejected the MVP on such a play. I think Mike Singer said that a pool reporter may have asked one of the officials. So I'd love to hear what the reply was from from one of the referees, because I'm still trying to figure out the reasoning behind the ejection.
Matt Moore, the Action Network.
Michael, you've played 2 playoff runs in 10 months. You guys were the last of the Final 4 teams to get knocked out. What was it that made you guys last longer than some of those other teams? And you've still got a pretty short offseason with where the schedule is looking like it's going to be. Do you think with everything and how hard this season was on top of the bubble, do you expect there to be carryover effects into next season?
That could very likely be the case, Matt. I mean, if you kind of looked at Nikola Jokic's from the bubble, 83 days in the bubble, Western Conference Finals, 2 months, short training camp, short preseason, played all 72, was incredible against Portland with his starting backcourt not available, and was incredible once again in Phoenix as we came up short. So very well, there could be some carryover. I think it's a testament, the fact that Boston, Miami, Lakers didn't get out of the first round. Obviously, they dealt with similar issues, COVID, protocols, injuries. But I think we were able to rise above it because we have the MVP. I mean, Nikola Jokic put his teammates on his back in round 1 and was otherworldly in that series. And, obviously, in the second series against Phoenix, we just needed more help, more guys to step up. And it wasn't for a lack of effort. I think we'll give everybody some time off mentally, physically, and hopefully we can start next season fresh and healthy as possible to have another run at this thing.
All right, we got time for one more. We're going to end with Mark, the Denver Post.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on the hell of a fight.
Thank you.
Two questions. What, if anything, did you tell Nikola after this game? Were you able to talk to him? And the more direct one, do you think LeBron gets ejected in the same situation?
I'm not going to touch the second one. I'll let you write on that, Kiz. I haven't had a chance to speak individually to a lot of our players. One thing I told the group is that I love them all. I appreciate everything they did this year, the fight, the commitment. And it's really hard, I think, for some people to understand how hard of a year this was. I mean, more so mentally and emotionally than physically. The physical part is really hard anytime. 72 games, condensed schedule, 3 and 4, back-to-backs, all that. But when you couple the density of the schedule, the COVID protocols, the getting tested twice a day, wearing a mask, everything around it, coming out of the bubble into this, this was the hardest season by far for me in 20 years. And I think all of our players would probably say the same thing. And that's where you have a tremendous amount of pride for what we were able to achieve in light of all that. You know, in light of this not being easy, in light of Jamal Murray, Will Barton, PJ Dozier not being around in the first round, and getting Will back for game 3 and 4 against in this series. But you know, Nikola knows this. You know, I love him, support him, believe in him, and we'll go to war with him any day and anywhere. And our challenge is to find a way as an organization to continue to help him and put players around him that can ultimately win a championship. You know, what I love about our group, kids, is we have an ownership family and Josh and Stan Kroenke that, you know, they want to win a championship. You know, we are really passionate about that. And so we have to find ways to be better across the board to make that happen. So I just want to say thanks to all you guys sticking with us all year long, putting up with me after tough losses. I can be a little gruff. I know it's a shock to some of you guys, but I appreciate you guys' professionalism all season long. All right. See you guys soon.